Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do.
Hey guys, it's JanscrazyLife. So this video is for Kennedy. She has a stamp and she's making some cards. So I told her that if I was making invitations and I had a stamp and one sheet of paper, this is what I would do. Because she's a visual learner. So the first thing I would do is cut my, so I'm going to just cut off this excess right here. Line this up and cut this white off the end because I'm just going to make it, we're not going to use that part. So, and I just picked a random sheet of paper. So I don't think what paper you pick is important. Unless, I mean, if you want it to go, then you can. So I'm going to cut this paper down to 8.5. So let me extend this. 8.5 is there. Alright, so that's the first thing I'm doing, is cutting it down to 8.5. Alright, this is my leftover piece. So out of 8.5, I'm going to cut this down to 5.5, which is going to make one base for a card. So there's one. Then I'm going to cut down another one at 8.5. Let me do it like this. And that is an extra piece. So I have two of these and one. This is my what's left over. So you don't necessarily have to score this, but it's just easier to make it fold. So basically you're just going to fold these in half if you don't have a scoreboard. But I'm going to go ahead and score them at 4 1/4. Because that's half of 8.5. Just so they fold over nicely. But again, if you don't have a scoreboard, just fold them in half. And there, that's my card base. Okay. So next, I am going to, and I'm showing this all because normally I would have the base. So next, I'm going to take my punch, and she has an elephant one, but I'm going to use a heart one because I don't have an elephant one. And I am just going to punch out. I was trying to think how to save the most paper. Punch out one. Alright, hold on. 2. 3. I want at least 4, but you could do 6 out of here. So you could have one for the bag to write whatever, but I'm just going to punch out 4 for now. Alright, so then what I would do next is let's fold these over. They're in half. And I'm going to show this so that she knows exactly. Look how this was not right. Girl, what happened? I did not measure this one right. Why? Oh, I did it wrong. Y'all know y'all watched me do it wrong. Which is not a big deal. Just the back will have an extra line. Alright. Let me bend it on that second line, which isn't the easiest thing to do. Alright, Kenny, don't do that part. But anyway, fold it in half. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make my mat. So you can go in a 1/4 inch, so we know that, let me show you this. So we know at 5.5, and I'm just showing this so that she would know. So this, when you fold it in half, it is 5.5 wide by, and I think it's 3 it's by 4 1/4, right? So what you want to do is come in, I would honestly do, you could do 4 even, but I honestly would do, so 4 this way, 4 by, I would do 4 by 5. I mean, not 4, 5 by, well, 4 is kind of tight. So maybe like 4 3/4 by 5 is what I'm going to do. 4 3/4 by 5, but you could cut it however you want. It's your mat. So let me cut 5 on this piece of paper, and you can use whatever you want to go on the front. It could be other cardstock. 4 and so we did 5, and I said I wanted it, I'm sorry, was it 3? 3 and 3/4, so let's do that. So 4. So just to make sure that you listen, it was 3/4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cut it by 5. 3/4 by 5. Let's see if that is a good one. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so next all I would do is, there's your mat. Here is your card, basically. How cute is that? So you just glue it down, or you can put the embellishment on it. But I think that's super cute. You could write "You're invited," "Thank you," stamp it, whatever you want. But that way you have, and then that other heart, you could have it to where, say for instance, this is all done. You can have it to put in here and have something else, or you can put it on the back, just however you want to do it. But this is basically for Kennedy. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
What you do, doing what you do. Do what you like to do.